Good day, fellow DIYers and woodworkers. My name is Thomas and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's episode, just a quick channel update. My ceiling, my roof is finally insulated and ready for painting. Check out the update. Okay, as you know, I was waiting for some tradesmen to actually come in my garage and sort out the insulation of my roof, sort out the ceilings and all that, and I wasn't quite sure when they will be available. But fortunately, maybe not so for somebody else, they had one job postponed, so they had 3 days to come in here and sort out my insulation, sort out my garage, and they did just that. So they had to insulate and put the plasterboard in the main garage area, in the side room, that's about 9 square meters, and in the third room where I've got the heating system, that's about 9 square meters as well. Obviously they had to put the whole insulation and everything, and they've done a brilliant job. Unfortunately, they didn't allow me to film it. Not sure if they've been scared of showing some trade secrets or they were just shy of the camera. I've got a few photos for you of the process, not very good ones because the lighting was really bad, but more or less I will talk you through them, what you can see. First photo, you can see how the ceiling, the roof was looking before any action actually happened. Here on the next two photos you can see what they did with the insulation. So underneath the wool you've got a breathable membrane. There's some air gaps between the roof and obviously the wool itself, and it's all tied up with a string to make sure it stays in place. I hope you're going to be able to see it on this photo where they actually put another membrane, breathable membrane between the plasterboard and the wool that you already seen on the previous photo. It creates some sort of a sandwich with some air pockets in there to prevent any heat from outside coming into the workshop and obviously keeping the cold away as well. And over here you can see an absolutely beautiful ceiling, fully sanded and ready for painting. The roof is fully insulated like it would be in a house, so I've got no issues with that. But what this garage lacked was some air vents. There was no ventilation in all these 3 rooms at all, so they sorted that out for me as well, and I'm going to show you on a small tour of the ceiling and the ventilation they've put in as well, which is very important, guys. Always remember, if you're building your own workshop or you upgrading your garage or anything like that, remember the ventilation is key. It will prevent the buildup of moisture and then obviously mold and all that, and you're gonna have fresh air. So it's very important to have proper ventilation in your workshop. So check out the ceilings and I'll be right back. Apart from the ceiling, they sorted out the electricity for me. So now I've got some sockets around the workshop. I've got 6 on that wall. I've got 2 on this wall and 2 on this wall. So I'm fully covered here. And they have also installed this fuse box for me in the garage. Now this is very handy because it connects to all the sockets, and if something goes wrong with the machinery in here, I don't have to worry about the house that the fuses will trip out there. It will stop just over here. But there's also a very good benefit of having a fuse box of this type in the workshop near all the machinery. Now, touch wood, I'm not going to have an accident, but if I did and the machines are still running, let's say the dust extractor, the saw or something else, well, you just need to switch it off very quickly because they produce noise, and if you're going to be shouting somebody for help, they may not hear you. So having a fuse box, being able to switch all the tools at once with one button is very helpful, and obviously gives you that bit of safety in the workshop. But mainly, if there's any issues with your tools, they're not going to trip out the electricity in the house, it will stop over here. So I think that's a fantastic addition to any workshop. And the next step for me for this workshop is to paint the whole thing. Obviously, I need to seal the ceiling and the walls first before I'm going to apply a coat of paint, which will be white, as most of you suggested, and I think that's a very good choice as it will help with spreading the lights in the workshop. Now, I will actually have a full video on how to seal the whole thing, what products that I use, what I would recommend in my next video, where I'm actually going to be doing this myself, and I will be able to show you all the bits and pieces. As you can remember, I had LED panels in the UK in my garage. I had 5 of them, and they've been more than sufficient for my garage in the UK. They've been given really good lights and coverage. Unfortunately, this garage is, well, a lot bigger, and the ceiling is a lot higher. They are just not strong enough, and there's not enough of them to give me sufficient lighting in this garage for me to be able to record good videos for you in a good quality. As it is now, I've got some lamps behind the camera to actually you being able to see anything here. So I can imagine that's going to be a fairly expensive purchase for me to cover the ceiling with some sort of light that will be strong enough for this place. I already had a look. There are some options. I'm still looking for, well, the best price really. And talking about prices, unfortunately the floor in my workshop will stay as it is, i.e. concrete, although I will seal it just to make sure the dust is not spreading everywhere, and it will be ready for applying some sort of a floor in here. I'm not doing it at the minute. It's purely because I don't have any more cash to spare to sort that out. But hopefully in the coming 2-3 months I will be able to put something on this floor, and then hopefully I will be able to share my opinions and thoughts on whatever I'm going to decide to put on this floor, to tell you if it's good or bad. As I mentioned before, the floor is just concrete. I was thinking of PVC panels or some sort of a rubber in a roll or something, just to make sure to seal the floor from the cold, and obviously give that a little bit of flexibility so the floor is not so hard. It will help with, well, standing here for several hours. It will not be so hard on your knees. So that's my thoughts there, but at the minute that is on hold. So as I mentioned, the garage is ready for painting and sealing first. I took all the dust out and everything, so it's all washed, if you like. I've removed most of the things from the garage. I just left the bulk things that I've got no space for them. But I will sort out this room first, and obviously I'm going to go to the other 2 rooms later. And there you go, guys, a really quick update of where we are in the current state of my workshop. I hope you enjoyed this little video. and a little tour around my garage and the outside behind it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're going to join me on my next video. Take care.